Oh boy, 1,615 miles in just 5 days. We could technically say 6, I suppose. I keep on saying 5. I got the car on November 22nd, 2023. The new 2023 Toyota Crown XLE, which is called the base model because above that you have the limited and then the platinum. Both the XLE and the limited come with 19-inch wheels as well as a 2.5 liter engine, just two of the features, whereas the platinum has 21-inch wheels and a 2.4 liter turbocharged engine, which gives it about 110 more horsepower than the 236 horsepower of the XLE and the limited, whereas the platinum has about 340 horsepower. At the same time, with that increased horsepower, it gives up a lot of gas mileage in comparison. I've been running around here with anywhere between 41 and 44 miles per gallon with this hybrid, this all-wheel drive hybrid, the Toyota Crown XLE. And it's a great car, 3 driving modes, whatnot. But something I was talking to my siblings about the other day was how I said that I don't think that fully electric vehicles are the way to go. I think that hybrids are the best option, at least I can say in this local area, maybe even in the whole country of the United States for the most part. Hybrid vehicles are the way to go. Going fully electric is not the best option. I think that there are a lot of problems inherent in being either just a gas-powered car or just an electric car. A gas-powered car by itself, of course, lots of high emissions, much more emissions, and all kinds of issues that go with that. With an all-electric car, you've got cold weather problems with battery, certain things going on there. Hybrids, to me, this is my opinion, is that they're the best way to go. I'm really a big fan of hybrid vehicles combining combustion engines with electric motors. And I think that if we're going to continue combustion engines, we could probably go the way of Brazil with the ethanol and combine that with the electric motors. So the combustion could go to ethanol, which would be a cleaner fuel. There's a car going off right now talking about the vehicle exit assist. It's been deactivated. Careful. Popping up on my Toyota app. But I wanted to read. I just saw this as I was getting ready to wind down. From Fortune, in their categories of tech and electric vehicles, titled, Elon Musk dismissed hybrid vehicles as a phase while Toyota doubled down on them. Now they're a smoking hot market as EV demand chills. And of course, EVs are electric vehicles. And that popped out to me for a few reasons. Because first of all, Elon Musk. Second of all, hybrid vehicles. I just bought one. He said it was a phase. I don't agree. Toyota. This is my second Toyota now. And Toyota's doubled down on them. All of their cars are going that way. And I didn't know this, but I'm not surprised. It's now they're a smoking hot market as EV demand chills. So, here we go. This was... Well, I'll read this first part. I'll just read it in the order I see it on the screen. Toyota's chairman, who's long resisted EV hype despite pressure, is feeling vindicated, with hybrid sales surging this year. By Steve Malman, November 26, 2023, 7:12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And there's a goofy picture of Elon Musk with his arms folded. Tesla CEO Elon Musk. The photo is Odd Anderson, AFP via Getty Images. Tesla CEO Elon Musk doesn't think highly of hybrid vehicles. Last year, he dismissed them as a phase and said it's time to move on. But Toyota doubled down on them, and the move has proved prescient. Hybrid sales have been on a tear in 2023, jumping 48% in the first 3 quarters, compared to the same year-ago period, the Wall Street Journal reported. Last year, hybrid sales dropped about 6% compared with 2021. It's a smoking hot market, David Christ, head of sales for Toyota's North American business, told the paper, adding that Toyota is making as many hybrids, which save fuel by combining a gasoline engine with an electric motor, as it can. Demand for electric vehicles, meanwhile, has chilled. The market is still expanding, but the pace of growth has slowed considerably. After growing 63% globally in the first half of last year, it rose only 49% in the same period this year, the journal reported. That has car makers rethinking investments in EV production, among them General Motors and Ford. It says GM here and Ford, but GM and Ford. Part of the problem is that the first wave of buyers has already bought their EVs, and the next group of would-be buyers is less willing and more price sensitive. That makes sense. I need a drink. All this reading. I was just doing my HAKEYM news reading earlier. It took me 30 minutes to get through this. So, again, that has car makers rethinking investments in EV production, among them GM and Ford. Part of the problem is that the first wave of buyers has already bought their EVs, and the next group of would-be buyers is less willing and more price sensitive. A large number of people are living paycheck to paycheck, and with a lot of debt, they have got credit card debt, mortgage debt, Musk said on a third quarter results call last month. We have to make our cars more affordable. Okay? A large number of people are living paycheck to paycheck, and with a lot of debt, they have got credit card debt, mortgage debt, Musk said on a third quarter results call last month. We have to make our cars more affordable. His comments came as Tesla disclosed its lowest quarterly earnings per share in 2 years, coming in 10% below already negative analyst forecasts. Ford, in its third quarter, meanwhile, reported a 41% increase in hybrid sales, easily outpacing EV sales, and said it expects to quadruple them in the next 5 years. All this leaves Toyota chairman and former CEO Akio Toyoda, that's interesting, his name is Toyoda with a D, long a skeptic of the hype surrounding electric vehicles, feeling vindicated. He's long felt the industry should hedge its bets on EVs by continuing to invest in hybrids and hydrogen-powered cars. People are finally seeing reality, he said recently. A little over a year ago, he told dealers gathered in Las Vegas that electric vehicles are just going to take longer than the media would like us to believe. Toyota is a department store of all sorts of powertrains. It's not right for the department store to say, this is the product you should buy. Last year, Toyota resigned as CEO as investors clamored for Toyota to do more by way of all-electric vehicles. Toyota is not correctly responding to calls from the market to take a lead in electric vehicles, Satoru Aoyama, senior director at Fitch Ratings, told the Financial Times in October last year, warning the company could lose investor confidence. As it turns out, more confidence was merited, not less. Well, there you go. That was from Fortune. Just a few days ago, November 26, 2023, 7:12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, by Steve Malman. Elon Musk dismissed hybrid vehicles as a phase while Toyota doubled down on them. Now they're a smoking hot market as EV demand chills. And yeah, my sibs, y'all remember, I was talking to y'all on Thanksgiving when we were over, all gathered at Thanksgiving, how I didn't think that myself that all electric vehicles were the best thing to do, and not, at least not for everybody, but that the hybrids are the way to go for various different reasons. And well, for some reason, the market is responding. The hybrid vehicle sales are apparently going up. And so, even though Mr. Toyota resigned because he wasn't buckling to the pressure for Toyota to go more headlong and strong into electric vehicles, apparently people should have had more confidence in. I like that analogy, Toyota is like a department store of powertrains. The department store can't just tell the customer, this is what we have, you must buy this. That's great. I agree. All right. This is probably, I think this is just the third installment of Toyota Crown versus Uber driver. I bought the car on the 22nd of November 2023, and that evening started driving and put about 300 miles on it the first day, and now just 5-6 days later it already has 1,615 miles on it. So of course I did some personal driving and picked up my friend Sarah, and we went to Thanksgiving at my sister's house, and I had to pick her up and drive her back probably about 50 miles or so to from Virginia Beach, Newport News, and all that. Although she has her own car, which I did help her to get it was flat, and I put the tire in the back seat, in the back of my Crown, and drove it over to a used tire place and got her a tire put on there. What was that place called? I'd like to give props. He was like the place that was open latest in Newport News. I think it was it had to be the day before Thanksgiving or day after, or something like that. And I wonder what is that place called? I'd like to give them a shout out. Well, it had an interesting name, like Dabby or Dappy something. You know what? But anyway, that's not the whole thing here. The car is phenomenal. It is an incredible vehicle. Oh, it's called Bappy's. BAPPI''S. Bappy's New and Used Tires and Auto. Which is one guy that was there, and he put the tire on, lickety split. It's located at 9810 Jefferson Ave, Newport News, Virginia 23605. He came in a pinch. I got there at around 7:30. He was closing up at 8:30 that night. And so, but the Crown, phenomenal vehicle. I'm getting anywhere between 41 and 44 miles per gallon on it. I'm not driving too aggressively all the time. That's why I stopped driving Uber when the sun starts coming up. I have my vampire hours. I drive from 9 to about 5 in the morning because there's a lot less traffic, and I'm still always busy, back to back to back. And I'm putting a lot of miles on the car. And so something I had mentioned in previously about the mileage is I realized that I had to, because it looked like the mileage was low and the tank wasn't showing as high a gas mileage as when I first got it. It was showing like 600 and something miles in a full tank, and then by the time I drove it 1,000 miles, it was like 1,072.2 miles. It was showing like only 560 something in the tank. But I realized, and it was showing only 39. It wasn't going past 39 miles per gallon. But it's because it was the combined average of the car sitting. I was sitting idling for a while, reading and doing some other stuff. So I reset the mile per gallon meter there, the digital reader, and then started driving again, and it was showing, after driving for hours and hours, that the gas mileage was still past 40. So I was getting anywhere between 41 and 44. Mostly for the most time, it hung around 43.3 to 43.6 miles per gallon in most of my driving, starting about 9 o'clock last night. And that, today now being the 28th, last night was the 27th. So starting around then until 5 o'clock this morning, it's now 8:01 in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning. And it was right up until I stopped driving at around 5:30 or so. It was still reading in 43 something miles per gallon. So car's incredible, and the 3 driving modes are enough for me. It actually kind of scared me a little bit with the sport mode. It was doing some pretty. It's got some giddy up. It's a great vehicle. I'm also doing part of this show on Callin. There'll be some links there too, but Callin, it's also with the same name on Callin.com. It's Toyota Crown versus Uber driver, where I'll be putting some video of the car on there and doing a little bit of talking, but mostly it'll remain here on Spreaker. So let's see what happens. Toyota Crown versus Uber driver. Toyota. Let's bring it. Feel the change.